let's take a look at some interesting facts about countries. Did you know that there are 195 countries in the world? This includes 193 recognized countries by the United Nations, plus 2 non-member observer countries, namely Palestine and Vatican City. Do you also know that there are 5 countries which are both continents and countries? These are Australia, Antarctica, Asia, Europe, and Africa. Oceania is sometimes considered too, but it's not accepted as a continent by everyone. In this video, we will be looking at some interesting facts about these 5 countries, or should I say continents. If you think you already know a lot about them, then go ahead and pause this video and write down the answers to the questions in the comments below before checking your answers at the end of this video. If you don't know any of the answers, that's okay, because you're going to learn something new today, so let's get started. First up, let's talk about Australia. Did you know that the capital of Australia is Canberra? While most people tend to associate the country's capital with Sydney, it's actually Canberra. The reason why most people do know about this is because Canberra is one of the least visited cities in the world due to it being rather isolated and having limited tourist attractions compared to other Australian cities like Sydney, Melbourne, and Perth. However, Canberra is a very well-planned city with wide roads, modern architecture, and plenty of green spaces. It's also home to many government buildings and institutions such as the Parliament House, the High Court of Australia, and the Australian National University. Fun fact, did you know that Australia is the only country in the world whose capital city starts with the letter C? Speaking of capitals starting with C, did you know that the official name of Chile's capital city is Santiago de Chile? That means that Chile is the only country in the world whose capital city has the word Chile in its name. You might be thinking, what's the difference between Chile and Santiago? Well, Santiago is the capital city, while Chile refers to the entire country. Think of it this way, just like how we say London when referring to the capital city, but we say England when referring to the whole country. In Spanish, the city is called Santiago, and the country is Chile, but since Santiago is the capital of Chile, it uses the full name Santiago de Chile, meaning Santiago of Chile. Now, if you were to visit Chile, you would have to travel through Santiago to get there. So technically speaking, you can't visit Chile without first visiting Santiago. Now let's move on to China. Here's a question for you. Which is the only country in the world with both a north and a south but no east or west? Well, it's China. China is located in both the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Its northernmost point is Cape Morris Jesup at 52 degrees, 47 minutes north, while its southernmost point is the Nansha Islands at 5 degrees, 41 minutes south. On the other hand, its easternmost point is the east longitude line at 122 degrees, 48 minutes, which is really an official land boundary, since it's in the ocean, and its westernmost point is the west longitude line at 73 degrees, 33 minutes, which is also in the ocean. Although China does share maritime borders with many other countries including Russia, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. This means that China does have a continuous coastline along the east or the west of the country. Next up, let's talk about India. Did you know that India is the second largest country in the world by population with over 1.4 billion people? Only China has more people with over 1.5 billion. What's interesting is that India is projected to overtake China and become the most populated country in the world by 2027. India's population growth rate is faster than China's, and it's expected to reach around 1.5 billion people by 2027, while China's population growth rate has slowed down in recent years due to its one-child policy. The one-child policy was implemented in 1979 to control the rapid population growth in China. Each family was allowed to have only one child, and those who violated the policy faced fines and other penalties. However, in 2016, the policy was relaxed and couples were allowed to have 2 children. Even so, India is still expected to overtake China in terms of population. Now moving on to Indonesia. Here's a question for you. Which country is both an archipelago and a republic? The answer is Indonesia. Indonesia is an archipelago located in Southeast Asia, and it consists of over 17,000 islands. It's the largest country in the region and the 4th most populated country in the world, with over 270 million people. Indonesia is also the only country in Southeast Asia that has a republican form of government. Its constitution was adopted on August 18, 1945. and it establishes a presidential system with a separation of powers among the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. Indonesia's national motto is Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, which means, although diverse, we are one. This reflects the country's commitment to unity and diversity, and it's evident in its national emblem, which depicts two hands forming a tree with different types of leaves representing the unity of the people despite their differences. Next up, let's talk about Brazil. Here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that Brazil is the only country in the world to have borders with both the Atlantic Ocean and the Amazon rainforest? Brazil is located in South America, and it's the largest country in both size and population. Its eastern coast is on the Atlantic Ocean, while the western part of the country is bordered by the Amazon rainforest, which covers almost half of Brazil's territory. The Amazon rainforest is the world's largest tropical rainforest, and it plays a vital role in regulating global climate patterns. Brazil has made efforts to preserve the rainforest and combat deforestation through various initiatives and policies. Moving on to our last country on the list, let's talk about Italy. Did you know that Italy is the only country in the world with 4 different names? These names are Italy, Italia, Italian, and Italy. Let me explain the difference between them. Italy is the common English name of the country, while Italia is the Italian name for the country. Italian is the English adjective used to describe anything related to the country or its people, such as the Italian flag or the Italian language. Lastly, Italy is the Latin name for the country. The Latin name Italy derives from the ancient Italic people who inhabited the central Italian peninsula in the 9th century BC. They were a group of Indo-European tribes who spoke an Italic language and shared similar cultural traits. Over time, the term Italia became associated with the entire Italian peninsula and eventually the modern country of Italy. Finally, here's a bonus fact for sticking with us till the end. Did you know that there are some countries whose names start with the same letter? These countries are Argentina, Australia, Austria, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Barbados, Belarus, Belgium, Belize, Benin, Bhutan, Bolivia, Bosnia, Brazil, Brunei, Bulgaria, Burkina Faso, Burundi, and Cabo. That's 19 countries. But wait, there's more. We also have Cambodia, Cameroon, Canada, Central African Republic, Chad, Chile, China, Colombia, Comoros, Congo, Costa Rica, Croatia, Cuba, Cyprus, Czechia, Denmark, Djibouti, Dominica, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, AGAP del Salvador, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Estonia, Eswatini, Ethiopia, and Fiji. That's 32 countries. And finally, we have Gabon, Gambia, Georgia, Germany, Ghana, Greece, Guatemala, Guinea-Bissau, Guyana, Haiti, Honduras, Hungary, Iceland, India, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Kiribati, Kosovo, Kuwait, Kyrgyzstan, Laos, Latvia, Lebanon, Lesotho, Liberia, Libya, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Madagascar, Malawi, Malaysia, Maldives, Malta, Marshall Islands, Mauritania, Mauritius, Mexico, Micronesia, Moldova, Monaco, Mongolia, Montenegro, Morocco, Mozambique, Myanmar, Namibia, Nauru, Nepal, Netherlands, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Nigeria, North Korea, Norway, Oman, Pakistan, Palestine, Panama, New Guinea, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Qatar, Romania, Russia, Rwanda, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Martin, St. Pierre and Miquelon, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Samoa, San Marino, Sao Tome and Principe, Saudi Arabia, Senegal, Serbia, Seychelles, Sierra Leone, Singapore, Slovakia, Slovenia, Solomon Islands, Somalia, South Africa, South Korea, South Sudan, Spain, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Suriname, Sweden, Switzerland, Syria, Taiwan, Tajikistan, Tanzania, Thailand, Timor-Leste, Togo, Tonga, Trinidad and Tobago, Tunisia, Turkey, Turkmenistan, Tuvalu, Uganda, Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, United States, Uruguay, Uzbekistan, Vanuatu, Venezuela, Vietnam, Yemen, and Zambia. That's a total of 54 countries. Quite a few. Now it's time for you to check your answers. How many did you get right? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more informative content. Thanks for watching.